Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
To have true authenticity, to speak with your authentic voice, you need to be the master of 4 things. Conquer these 4 elements that we're going to look at together. You will not only find your authentic voice, but you will use it to speak with power and persuasion. 4th and final goal, 4th and final challenge to finding and embracing our authentic voice. Inspiration is born of simplicity. Inspiration is born of simplicity. One of the greatest, most inspirational speakers of the modern era was President John F. Kennedy. And interestingly enough, his time on the world stage was short. In fact, he only had, I think, about 1,000 days in office as President of the United States. Yet in those 1,000 days, he inspired a generation with his messages of hope and personal responsibility for a better future. His short time only underscores the power of his persuasive communication abilities, his ability to speak with inspiration using his authentic voice. It is what made him immortal in world history. John F. Kennedy, no doubt, checks all 4 boxes of what we need to do to find our authentic voice. But I want to talk about one skill in particular, which was his ability to deliver messages that were always simple, direct, and relevant. What does that mean? Let's talk about one in particular, his inaugural address when he was sworn in as President of the United States. It's referred to as the Ask Not inaugural speech. And in it, let's take a look together at one of the most famous lines from that speech.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country became a mantra. It became a rallying cry, a message of inspiration and hope for Americans to invest in a better future. It was a simple message instead of some long general platitude that no one could identify with. And it was a message that was relevant for everyone on a personal level. What can I do to make my country better? What can we do to make the world better? But in addition to John F. Kennedy, there's someone else I want to talk about that I also think makes this point quite well. I want to talk about Steve Jobs, who was actually a very, very inspirational communicator. And one of the things that Steve Jobs did very well was deliver messages that were simple, that were clear, and messages that people could identify with very easily and very powerfully. I want to talk in particular about a famous speech he gave. It was the commencement address at Stanford graduation that was given on June 1st, 2005. In this speech, it's important to talk about some of the things that were going on at the same time. Steve Jobs had already been diagnosed with terminal cancer. He had already confronted his own mortality. He had already been told that he was going to die. But he defied those diagnoses. He defied that and he fought on. But he also used his personal circumstances to find a way to deliver a message that was clear, simple, and something everybody can embrace and identify with. And it was a simple message. His message was, life is short. We shouldn't waste it trying to live someone else's life. Most importantly, he talked about the importance of authenticity. So let's listen to this part of his speech together.
It was the mid-1970s, and I was your age. On the back cover of their final issue was a photograph of an early morning country road, the kind you might find yourself hitchhiking on if you were so adventurous. Beneath it were the words, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." It was their farewell message as they signed off. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And I have always wished that for myself. And now, as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you all very much.
Be authentic. Be who you are. Stay hungry. Keep trying to learn and grow and improve. Stay foolish. Embrace your dreams. Embrace the art of the possible. All of those are great messages. But most important, to do all those things, to not waste your life, be authentic. Don't be someone you're not. And I think that's a great way to start to bring this part of the show to a conclusion. Inspiration is born of simplicity. So in conclusion, remember that when you want to speak, when you want to find your authentic voice, you need to do 4 things. You need to recognize that your fear will make you fearless. You need to connect with your authentic voice with candor. You need to find your passion as you use your authentic voice. And lastly, you need to understand and accept that true inspiration is born of simplicity. Meet these 4 challenges and you will speak in your one true authentic voice. We all have one. We all have an authentic voice. It's there waiting for us to use it. And when you do find your authentic voice, you'll set the world on fire. I guarantee it. So always remember that with your authentic voice, you will be the master of your own messaging. So my name is Lisa Marchese. I want to thank you all for joining us today, for allowing me to talk about a subject I am passionate about. And I know if you do these 4 things, you will speak with a powerful and persuasive and authentic voice. So if you liked our podcast, if you have any comments, send them to us. Send us your questions. Send us your criticisms. Send in your bad lawyer jokes. I promise I'll read them and I'll even laugh in my best authentic voice on the next episode. But share with us your thoughts and ideas. We want to hear from you, and we'll take them up on the next show. So until then, I'm Lisa Marchese, and on behalf of Raj Pandey and Empower, I want to thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you at the next closing argument.